like
just
me,
kidding.
who doesn't know anything
Okay.
about growing vines.
Yeah, you know some things though.
I know a little bit, but...
Tell me what you know right now.
So, I know that bud break is happening?
Yes.
Is that correct?
It's actually bud broke.
Bud broke.
Yes.
Okay, why is it bud broke?
Because you don't see any remains of the bud. The bud is broken.
Oh, okay.
What's come out?
Okay. So, here we have a Chardonnay vine, correct?
Yeah, we do.
And is there any way to tell that it's a Chardonnay vine right now before the grapes start coming out? Is there anything on it that identifies it as that?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Although I can tell you the Cabernet leaves, when they come out early, are really red. So
Okay.
that would be different. But no, I mean, if someone walking out here most people would not know.
Okay. So, this one has quite a few buds on it.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yeah, sure does.
So, is this a pretty healthy vine?
At this point in time.
Yes.
At this point in time. They have not been healthy in the past. Obviously, you can tell there's quite a bit of, there's been some trunk mold and fungus here, and we have some dead former arms that were dead. So we actually cut the vine way back this year to the healthiest canes we could find. And we knew that because we had, an abundance of green tissue. We could see that. If I cut this, you would see green tissue inside. So they seemed apparently healthy. And now it's played out that they actually are willing to give up some fruit, some flowers.
So this is exciting. This is exciting
news.
news.
It's super exciting, yeah.
Yay.
I mean, last year there were none. so this year we've done a really great job. We thought maybe this will work, and it's working. So this is a method of pruning called cane pruning. We've taken one cane that was here.
Okay.
We've cut out all the other canes, and we've laid that down along the fruiting wire. And it's called the fruiting wire because just above this will be the fruit.
Okay.
And then these wires, as it goes up, we'll want to keep it pretty vertical. We don't want it hanging out here. We don't want it hanging out there. And so we'll use these wires, and these are called little C clips because they're like C's. So when the canes get up to about here, we'll start doing this judiciously along the entirety of the
and
panels.
give that something to
That'll keep
grow
them.
onto.
That'll keep them vertical. This is all the VSP. It's a vertical shoot position trellis. Yeah, and I mean, these won't all survive. We're probably going to go along, and this one will stay. If it has fruit there, those 4 or 5 canes we'll let go up, and the rest of them we'll probably just take and we'll pop off. But we want to make sure that they have fruit.
So we will get fruit off of this one this year.
Yeah, we will get fruit, and we want to make sure that there's fruit on the canes that we select to go straight up the shoots before we dismiss the rest of them from this vintage.
That's exciting. So we're starting to see spring.
Yep, spring's come.
Spring.
Buds are out.
Spring has
flowers
arrived.
are coming. Everything that you'll see in 2 months, all the fruit, all the leaves, is already in these
And
little
while
guys.
things are quiet during the spring season in some parts of the vineyard and some parts of the winery, right now the work in the vineyard is still moving forward. There's still a lot happening.
There's a lot happening. So we have our crew of Thomas Jefferson Viticulture Student Academy is now over at Reston Chapel Hill, taking care of 7 acres that we're going to manage this year. And they're doing the same thing that you see right now. They're
at
finishing.
another local vineyard that we have a contract with.
We do, to
like,
bring in Sauvignon
grapes.
Blanc, Cabernet Merlot. And they're finishing up doing all this. So they're bringing down the canes.
So they're doing cane pruning over there.
The canes are pruned. They're just doing all the finishing stuff right now. So they're laying down the canes.
Cool.
They're tying them down, and then we're spraying them with a product just to keep any bacteria or fungal pathogens from taking off right now. Because at the early stage, they can take off and infect the buds.
So work in the vineyard is strong, moving forward.
We have
lots going on.
Moving forward, we got lots going on. And then they're going to come straight over here next week, and then we're going to tighten up the trellis a little bit, make these nice and tight. So when we do put them together, they don't move very much with the wind and whatnot. It's a
That's exciting.
pretty solid system, yeah.
So we're currently standing in the Chardonnay field, and the Chardonnay field is not going to be here in a couple of years. That in the way that it's
in a year.
Currently.
In 6 months.
In 6 months.
In 6 months.
So this will be the last harvest that comes off of this Chardonnay.
Yep.
And then we will reorient the field, and we'll have a completely new
vineyard
and newly planted, restructured.
Right.
plan, and so this will be kind of an exciting year to
see everything grow.
Yep.
And we'll try and get a nice harvest off it.
And to see what we get off of it this year, and we'll really enjoy the wine from
the last harvest.
From the last harvest from these
the
vines.
last Chardonnay block planted on this property, because we're not going to plant Chardonnay anymore. This is we've had our viticultural consultant is Kelly Maher from Napa. He's a super guy with a lot more imagination than I have, but also.
And we're currently standing on ground that is going to be planted with
Sauvignon Blanc.
Sauvignon Blanc.
And it will transition just to this side of that hill. Will transition to Riesling.
So both.
This will be the white. This will be the white
side.
varietal side of the property,
Very nice.
and maybe an additional 1.5 acres or 2 acres over that hill of whites down in the shade.
Okay.
So we'll keep it on the coolest part of the property. I mean, it's a small property, but this will be cooler, and that'll give us the opportunity to kind of have 200-300 cases of Riesling and Sauvignon Blanc off the estate in about 3 or 4 years.
So we'll enjoy the Chardonnay this last year.
Yep.
And then from there, we will have some new varietals.
And then a different road direction too.
And a different
the whole
orientation.
vineyard is being flipped north-south.
Yes.
We're going to go, I guess, 10 or 15 degrees off northeast to the east of north, and then shoot it straight down the hill. So the whole vineyard will flip this way, and the end post will be there. So as you walk in and drive along the vineyard, your sight lines will be all towards the forest and the other 40 acres of the property.
So next year, when we're standing here, we will not see these Chardonnay vines anymore.
No.
And
we will see dirt.
We will see dirt.
It'll be dirt with the trellis. We'll have the trellis in by next spring. So while all this will be gone, the ground will get ripped up. Plants will be ordered actually sometime, mid-late summer. Kelly will take care of that. He'll do all the plant selection and rootstock clones, all that. And then currently he's designing the map layout or the block layout for the property and deciding what goes where north-south and what the breaks will be between Sauv Blanc and Riesling, maybe a little Malbec there, what that behind us will look like, and to the tune of about 18 acres.
Wow.
So everything behind you see here is all cleared. That was all forest when I got here last May.
So it looks like we have our work cut out for 2020
yeah, the kids,
and 2021.
Yeah.
But that's exciting.
And the kids will be busy until they graduate from Thomas Jefferson, and then we'll hopefully
get a new crew
be able to
the
recruit,
local high school.
Yep, a bunch of other naive students to come out here and figure out what it is to grow grapes.
And learn a lot about agriculture in the area and what we have to offer here in Western North Carolina, which is very exciting.
It's super exciting, and stuff like this they find very exciting, which is fantastic.
Yeah, it's a good learning opportunity, lots of science, and working with your hands.
Everything's out, and there's the fruit. Right there.
That's our first glimpse of a Chardonnay.
First glimpse of the Chardonnay, yep.
Yay!
So, there it is, put it back. And that's the reason we're also right now, it's going to get busy because we're going to have to start spraying. So we'll be spraying some fungicides to make sure no early season diseases take hold of these things.
So that we can have all the best grapes that
we can get all the grapes that we want. Yeah, we can decide without saying this is rotten, throw it off. It doesn't matter, it'll be healthy. We're taking it off for different reasons. It's either too compact in that zone, it's potential disease because of that, and whatnot. So, but it looks pretty good. I mean, it's pretty uniform all the way along, everything that we've seen.